Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Emmanuel, and today we're going to be learning how to create reusable components. Now we're going to go straight into code. And we're going to be working directly from where we left off last time. So in our last video, we had this piece of code, and actually I'm just going to go ahead and remove this. And this is when we learned about stacks. Okay. Now let's imagine that we want to have this view reused multiple times. So we're going to have a list. So we have a cart, and then in this cart, we have multiple items that have been added. So we can do this by having a VStack. So we create a VStack, and then we add the first item. That's good. Now this user has added a second item, and we see that very soon added here. Good. So this is the second item added, and then the third item, and a fourth item. So all of these items have been added, and this is good. But you can see we already have, 88 lines of code. And then for each of them, I would have to do something like this. Let's say here we have pizza, and we have this one as 2-star. And then we have, pasta, 5-star. I don't know. What else do we eat? Fries, 1-star. Yeah, so we have all of these things here, and you can see for each of them I have to make these changes, and then the code base, you can imagine this is a very simple UI. Imagine we have a complex UI and we need to make a change, and we want maybe the background color for each item to be I don't know, cyan. Then I have to do it here and then go over. Why is my preview is quite slow? And then I have to go there and change this and change for each of them, right? Now, one thing we can do is to make reusable components, and creating reusable components is going to allow us to be able to abstract code that can be shared across multiple views. Now this is one page, but we could also have multiple pages in our application that uses the same list or this same view, and we will be able to reuse them without worrying about redundant code or making one change here and having to make in many other places. So how do we do that? For one, what we can do is to copy the code that we want to become a reusable component. And now in your file navigator, we can go ahead and create a new file. So we can create a new, so just use Command N, and it will bring up this dialog, and we can create a new SwiftUI view. So we click on Next, and we're going to give this a name. Let's call this list item. And this is going to be added right there. And it's going to create a very basic view that we are already used to. And because there's a preview here, we will have that view also previewed here. Now, while this is loading up, what we can do is to change the entire content of the body to be this Z stack, or this view that we want to make shared across multiple views. Now, by writing this code one time, we would see that now we have this code here as a component, a reusable component. And if we go back to our content view, we will be able to reuse this by simply saying list item. And if I do this, I can actually go ahead and get rid of all of these. Let me see the closing. Good. This is going to create a list item. Oh my goodness, so slow. Yeah, so it's creating a list item, another one, another one, another one, another one. So that's how easy it is for us to create reusable components. So here you can see that we have one line of code, and it's giving us the exact same UI. So now this is shared across multiple parts of your code base. And the question you may ask is, yeah, this is, what if I want to change data? What if I want to have this one as a different text and different description, blah, blah, blah. What we could do is here, we could create a property that basically assigns what we want. So rather than here having a constant, we can decide that whenever this class, this component is being created, we want to take in a, let's call it product name. And this is a string. And then we can replace this here. And as you can already see, we receive this error here telling us that a property is missing. And how do we do that? We can simply just apply product name. And this is just for the preview. So for the preview, what it's going to show here, we can say product name. If we want it to be a template, otherwise you can just go ahead and use something meaningful. But if we do this, okay, this is not going to work because we have another error. So actually, let me see, I'm quite curious. And this is going to build if we have error in another file. Okay, it doesn't. But anyhow, so if we go to the content view again, we have to make these changes here. So product name is going to be here. We can say burger. And let's copy this because it's going to be the same for all of them. Burger, pizza, pasta. I don't know what else. I'm out of ideas. So I remove them. So if we go back or just look at this, you can see that now we have the reusable components, but they are now dynamic. The content is dynamic. So here we have burger, we have pizza, we have pasta. And as you probably have guessed, we can also change the values for other things in the view. We can decide to request the rating. We can decide to request the description. We can decide to request the text, or well, this could stay because this may be a list item to place an order. You can decide whatever you want, but the main idea is you can create a view to be reusable. And for certain data within that view that changes, you can go ahead and create a property or a constant that requires the user to pass in that information. And that information will then get displayed in whatever specific location you would like that to be displayed. And just to give you, just to make sure that you understand exactly what's happening, we can do one more. So let's say we want to do for the rating. So rating is going to be an integer, you can say it. And then here, we can just add that integer right here. Or maybe it's better for it to be CG float or double. So that's going to be added here. And as you probably have guessed, we have to do this, and we can say this is 1.4. And that would get, okay, it wouldn't just yet because we would have other errors, but we can go over to the content view, add the rating. This is 1.4, this is 4.1 or 4.2, and this is 5-star. And then we will have this updated with the exact rating. And this also shows us the benefits of having this, because you can see here that I only require the user to pass in the number. So they only passed in the exact number, and the star got added automatically. So this also tells us that we could have right here in our component some logic to not always display the full star, but actually even count to see, okay, if it's 1 star, we do 1 star. If it's 2 stars, we do it like 2 stars, or 3 stars like that. We can do whatever we want within this component, and it would automatically get cascaded down to all of the implementation. So you see now I did that. I changed the UI to pass in stars, but I didn't have to come here and change all of these things. So this is the power of creating reusable components, and this is something we're going to do a lot moving forward. So even actually before we start to build our projects, we will start by creating these reusable components, for example, creating our buttons, so that while we are building our UI, we're sure that we have consistent design and very easy to use. Okay, again, I apologize, the UI looks really crappy, but don't worry, we're going to have a separate playlist where we will build beautiful applications. So for now, let's focus on the foundational concepts, and later on we'll focus on the beauty. Okay, Yeah, so if you found any value in this, if this looks good to you, then and you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, turn on your notifications so that whenever new videos are released, you are aware. But that's basically it for me. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.